Hello everyone and welcome to my studio. My name is Kristen Olson. Today I'm going to show you how to draw and paint a very simple, colorful painting using this reference photo of a lily flower and some lily pads floating on a pond surface. During this video, I'd like to talk about a few compositional elements, including balance and focus, contrast and rhythm, and unity in a painting. So I'm going to move my paints off to the side and I'm going to start with the drawing of the lily flower in the center. So there's the little yellow center and there's some petals radiating out from the center. So they overlap and there's a big long one at the bottom. So I'm drawing with a TWSBI, also known as a TWSBI, Diamond 580 pen, and it's filled with Diatramentis document ink in black. I've always wanted to try drawing with some different ink colors like fuchsia. I thought that would be really fun to draw with and then paint over, but I haven't tried it yet. I think most of my work seems to be more about painting and color than so much about the drawing, but the drawing is of course so important. And I like the idea of a drawing with a little more color. So there's our lily flower. And there's a beautiful green lily pad at the bottom. And then a yellow one, which passes under this one. And I'm making the edges a little ripply on purpose. I kind of like when lily pads look that way. So this one pops out from behind the flower like that. And then there's a couple at the top and they are pinkish purple, which is nice. So there's one there. So we have 4 here and I'm going to add a couple of more. It's always nice to have odd numbers. So if I draw one more, that will be 5. And we'll put a 6th one over here, a little bit smaller. And these 3 are nicely connected, but I think I still need one more small one at the top here for balance. So I have the central focal point is the lily flower, and I'm going to give it one more petal. And it's sitting amongst these beautiful lily pads that are sort of swirling around it. So this gives it movement. And as I paint, I'll explain contrast. Just signing my name there, and then we'll get started painting. So I'm going to use a number 6 Silverbrush Black Velvet brush, and I'm painting on Canson Montval 140 pound or 300 GSM paper. So I'm going to begin with Azo Yellow Deep. This, by the way, is my little travel palette, which is 2 inches by 3 inches approximately, and I just love it. It's filled with 12 colors that I selected from tubes of Rembrandt professional oil paints or professional watercolor paints. So I added Azo Yellow Deep to the bottom and Cadmium Lemon to the top, just to have a couple of different yellows in there. And now I'm going to add, this is Permanent Red Deep, a little bit of that at the bottom, and just let that blend in on the paper. And so this will help it look 3-dimensional, to have it go from deep reddish orange to medium dark yellow to lighter yellow at the top. Now I'm going to use Quinacridone Rose, and I'm going to paint fairly lightly, meaning leaving white spaces in between my strokes of paint and also using more water. This lily flower is a pretty light pink. You could make yours darker if you wanted to, but I really like this light pink color. It allows for being able to add shadows later on. So while that's drying, I'm going to jump over to the lily pads and start painting those. And I'm going to paint each one completely differently from the next. So I'm going to start with Azo Yellow Deep for this yellow lily pad. And I put the paint on with not too much water, but enough to let the color flow and allow me to add some more yellow. In this case, I'm going to use yellow ochre, and just drop that in and let the colors mix around on the paper. And then around the edges, I'm going to pick up some burnt sienna, and I'm going to paint right along the edges. So I have put a list of all the colors I've used in the description. And by the way, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and make a comment, or you can even ask me a question. I love to hear from you. So now I'm going to pick up Hooker's Green. This is Hooker's Green Deep, and I'm going to put that color down on this lily pad, and on the right side of it, I'm going to put Pthalo Blue Cerulean. And I'm going to let those two colors blend together. I want each lily pad to have a different set of colors, and that way my painting will be more interesting. So I don't want it to be too blue, so I am going to add some cadmium lemon and letting those colors mix around on the paper, just like before. So for this lily pad, I'm going to start with Pthalo Green. And I'm going to make it darker at the top and lighter on the bottom, like that. And now I'm going to pick up some Azo Yellow, and I'm going to drop that in to the darker color and go around the edges with it also. See how interesting this is looking already? Now for the lily pads at the top, there are a couple that are sort of purplish, so I'm going to use a wonderful color called Quinacridone Purple Bluish. And then I'm going to drop in some Quinacridone Rose, and then some Permanent Red Deep to the center. And those colors will just mix around and do their thing. Now I'm going to use burnt sienna with quite a bit of water and some more of this Quinacridone Purple Bluish. This color is similar to mauve, but somehow it's just a lot prettier, and the color mixtures I get with it are really more luminous than with mauve, but mauve is also a great color, great purple color for watercolor. Got a couple drops where I didn't want them. Okay, so now to that one, I'm going to add some Hooker's Green to the edges, just around the outer edges of this side of it. So again, they're all still very different from each other. For the top one, I'm going to start with Cadmium Lemon. This is such a fun way to paint. It really is, just dropping colors like this and letting them mix around on the paper. If you ever paint your watercolors with kids, They really love to paint this way. It's very zen. You can just sort of watch the colors flow, go with the flow. So there's that one. And then this other little one at the top, I'm going to start with Hooker's Green. And I'm going to add some Cerulean Blue Phthalo. And there I think we have a really nice balance of colors of lily pads. So for the shadow part, where the petals are casting shadows, I'm going to use Quinacridone Purple Bluish. Not too dark, and I'm going to pull some of the color out across the pink so it has a shadow underneath the petal. And then I've pulled it out a little bit and sort of softened the edge. Same for this one. I want to give each one a nice shadow color. And just going around the outside of the center. And I'm also going to add some permanent red to the shadow area just to make it look a bit richer. I don't want it to be too purple and pink. I want it to really have a nice color balance. Now I'll show you how to create the look of movement around the lily flower and the lily pads. So I'm putting the point of my brush down and I'm pushing and lifting and sort of making a little bit of a swirly mark. And into that color, when I get close to the green lily pad, I'm going to add some Quinacridone Rose because pink and green are on opposite sides of the color wheel. And so I try to always emphasize those complementary colors when I'm choosing which colors to put in different places. So I'm putting some of that Quinacridone Purple Bluish around the bottom of the lily pad. And I really want to have a nice purpley color near this golden yellow one. And notice how I'm sort of wiggling my brush for all of my strokes. And I like this blue color near the lily flower. And underneath the lily flower are some shadows. So for the shadow color, I'm going to mix Ultramarine Blue Deep, Quinacridone Purple Bluish, and Burnt Sienna. And I'm going to put that deep, rich, dark color wherever I see it in the reference photo around the lily flower and around the edges of the lily pad. Like that. And I'm going to put some of it underneath the lily pads. So I'm going to pick up some more cobalt blue. And I'm going to have lighter strokes with more white in between because it's at the top of my painting. So notice how I'm putting these strokes down with not too much paint. Got a good amount of water mixed in. And just kind of going all around the lily pads and the flower and keeping it light at the top. Paintings always look better when they're lighter in value at the top and darker at the bottom. Now I want to add some movement strokes. So I'm going to use Ultramarine Blue and Quinacridone Purple Bluish to put some shadow colors under a couple of the lily pads, like these guys. And also just to make some little movement strokes. Next, I'm going to add a few additional details. I see that I missed a petal right here. Don't know how I did that, but we'll put that in. And I'm going to add some strokes of detail to some of the lily pads. So this one, for instance, you know, it has some little lines radiating out and some little spots. Just makes it look more real. And it's one of those details that only takes a couple of seconds to do. For this one, I'm going to put some strokes of Azo Yellow Deep and Burnt Sienna. I'm going to pop a little blue into the middle of the V. So now I'm going to mix Hooker's Green and Ultramarine Blue Deep. And I'm going to give this lily pad some little wiggly line details as well. And this one, so I'm just kind of looking at my reference photo, looking for some clues for some details that I can add. This one I'm adding some Azo Yellow Deep. Kind of warm up the right side of that one. I'm going to add a little bit more of Permanent Red Deep to this lily pad. Sometimes they have a red or pink edge. And I'm going to add some Permanent Red Deep, but very lightly, to a couple of these petals, just to warm them up a little bit so they kind of pop out from the bluish purple colors behind them. And the flower is our center of interest. I want to make sure it has a lot of attention to detail and a lot of color. And there we have a beautiful, colorful painting of water lilies floating in a pond. There's a lot of movement, fun colors all around. And let's talk about a couple of compositional things that I covered. So we have the movement strokes in the blue water and the purple. We have made compositional color choices. So I put pinkish purple tones next to the green lily pad and violet blue tones next to the golden one. Proportionally, I have some big water lilies in the front, which help balance out the size of the water lily flower, and then smaller ones in the back. I have a nice balance of warm and cool colors, so I have warm tones in this yellowish lily pad and cooler tones in this green one, for instance. And I've got contrast. I have bright white places where I've left the paper blank, and I also have light pink flowers or light pink flower petals, and I have some light green here and very dark green here, so I've got nice contrast. And there's a beautiful rhythm to this. It has nice rhythm and movement, and you can just kind of follow along the strokes and wiggle your way around this painting, and it really has a nice nice feeling. So I hope you enjoyed this painting video today, and happy painting, everyone.